Now it looks like it's stopped raining for a little bit, so today I'm thinking I'm going to do a little bit in the garden. It's a project I've been meaning to do for quite some time, and let me show you what I mean. So if the weather holds off and it doesn't rain and I can hire the truck to get the stone, I'm going to get some stone, lay some stone in across the membrane. I'm also going to try and address the borders. As I've previously explained in another video, what I do in this area here is angle it off so that I can ride round on the mower, so I haven't got to go into that awkward shape there. So what I plan to do is smooth this line off here, plant it up with some plants, bedding plants, shrubs that I've already got, get that done. And then this area here, the same again. I want to make this line a lot smoother for when I'm cutting on my mower. Tend to do the same here, angle it off. Now I'm going to construct something here with a little retaining wall. So that is hopefully going to be the project for today. Let's see how far I'll get with it. Now there's a few ways that I can tackle these grassed areas that I wish to be borders. One of the options is to lay cardboard down, several thick layers, and then put your bagged or your compost soil on top and then plant into that. Now the theory behind that is by the time the cardboard decomposes, I suppose, and disintegrates, the grass below it has been killed off. Now the other one is to dig it up, get a shovel out, dig it up, either remove it, or maybe what I'm going to do is maybe cut the turfs and then turn them upside down, so you've got soil upwards, and then plant with some extra soil on top of that into that. So I'm going to have a little dig, see whether it's relatively easy, and then see how much cardboard I've got, and then just take it from there. Now when it comes to doing the edgings, cutting out the lawn, a half moon is a very good piece of equipment to use. So I'm going to use one of these. And another tip for when you're marking out is use a rope, stakes, and then get your line just how you like it. Follow the line with your half moon. Failing that, if you haven't got any rope or any stakes, you can use sand. Just get a few handfuls of sand and mark the shape of your line that you want to cut. And then just take your time, mind your back, and just get stuck into it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the line. I'm going to have a little dig with me spade to see whether it is easy to dig and just flip over. If it is, that's the method I'm going to use for this one. Might try the cardboard method in another area. I don't think I've got enough cardboard for this particular size of bed that I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to just cut a line round there, follow the rope, and then we'll just have a go. Time to speed this job up a little bit. It can be hard going, so you know, if you do embark on a project like this, take your time, plan it out. There's plenty of breaks, it's important. You're no good to anyone if you can't do anything because you've pulled something, so just take your time and yeah, try and enjoy it the best you can. It's good to get outside, do a little bit of exercise. Yeah, I think maybe what I'll do, once I've turned all the turfs over, I may put a layer of cardboard down. I should have really cut the grass beforehand, very short, but it's wet and I'm a bit impatient, so I just got stuck in. So just to make sure none of the grass comes back through, I think I'll put a layer of cardboard over the top, maybe a bit more topsoil as well. Reminds me back when I was a young lad, probably only about 10. My mum went out early for the day. I got up, I had it into my head that I was going to dig a pond. I didn't tell me mum. I got up early, went out into the garden. By the time she'd come back, I dug this 3 metre by 2 metre pond. So always seek the owner's permission before you start digging in the garden. My mum was fine, you know. So yeah, we enjoyed the pond for a few years, but yeah, Youth and enthusiasm, eh? Right, let's crack on. So that's this section of the bed turned over. That means all the turfs have been spun over, so it's soil side top. So as I said before, I wanted to maintain a sweeping curve there. That allows me to come round with the ride on. There's going to be a straight line across this part here. It's going to curve off again round to there. So basically it's just the right shape for the mower. And then I can always trim up with a strimmer afterwards, but that's the idea of that curve there. Now we're going to have another one coming around there, like I said. This section here, I need to put a sweeping curve there, so maybe get some more bark and extend that down to here. And then looking down the path to the left, just here, I want to put another sweeping curve, and it's going to come off here, it's going to come over to here, and then at this point across here I'm going to put a retainer, and that's going to be done with some blocks. So this is all going to be bed planted up. So sweeping curve across here, hope you're not getting too dizzy with the camera, retainer across here, and then from this point here carry on the curve, but it's then going to go back the other way, and that's going to be in block, so it holds the soil back this side. And then in this area here it's going to be dug out. We're going to have gravel or some form of patio in there. So that is the plan. So I'm just going to get my marking sticks, going to run the string line through. Like I say, you can do it with sand if you haven't got sort of stakes and string. Just get some sand and just dribble it along the area that you want to cut and mark. So we'll just get set up with that. So that's our rough outline to cut to. Might modify it slightly. Perfect. So now we can see the line around the outside. It's going to extend from there. It's going to sweep round to this part here, to this peg, and then we're going to go straight across. So essentially this is going to be patio area and the boundary round there. I'm going to go to the builder's merchant shortly, pick some blocks up. I'm going to put a step through there in block to that part there, and then we'll bring it, sweep it round to that point there. So I'm just off to the builder's merchants to see if I can get those blocks and hire the tipper. If not, I'm just going to get the blocks, and I'll have to get the gravel a bit later on, but definitely go and get the blocks so we can get cracking with that next stage. So all loaded up with the blocks. I couldn't hire the little tipper today, but I'll have to get that in the week, so no gravel. But anyway, I've got enough to be getting on with. I've got some timber as well to do some edging, so let's get back home and carry on that project. So now I've just got to dig the base so it's nice and level for the blocks to sit on. Again, maintaining that curve around this side, straight across for the steps, and then later on I'll stick some pegs in there, maybe fill them with concrete so it's a good sturdy step. Yeah, time to dig again. So while I'm having a quick rest, let me tell you what I've done so far. So this here will be the top of our step. Path coming leading down. I shall fill this with concrete and some other hard core These will be levelled off, just getting the position at the moment. Then this retainer comes up another course, comes across here, and that's to hold back all of this soil here. From that point there, we then arc round down to there. Now it's going to be 2 courses high, and then once it gets around to about this point, it'll be stepped down because the ground's a little bit lower there. So a bit more digging to do. Hopefully the weather will hold out. The sun's just come out, but it's threatening rain. So let's see how far I can get on this project. So another important factor when you're digging out anything like soil is somewhere to put it. I've got a shrub that I've recently dug up. It's this shrub here. Now that needs to go in the ground. So what I'm going to do is cheat a little bit, and I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to put it in this area here. I'm going to put some soil down and I'm going to plant it in that and then mound it up all the way around. So it's slightly raised, but this area is quite a wild little piece of land. We've got something that goes through there of a night, so we'll see the tunnel. So I don't mind this being a little bit wild and overgrown. It's a sort of break between the 2 gardens, if you like. The other side is the orchard and the vegetable plot, and this side here is our recreational area, my little workshop. So yeah, that little space keeps it kind of separate. It almost looked like it grew there. Once I get a bit more soil around that, bed it in, keep watering it, that'll be fine. It's got 2 chances. So let me just show you how far I've got with this at the moment. So we're up to the double course now. I've got to maintain this level right the way around. So that, you get the idea, you stagger the bond. Now what's handy about these blocks, I can fill this up with concrete and level it off with that, tie this in nicely, and then on here it gives me an opportunity to fill it up with dirt and plant something in there. Now I'm not sure what to plant at this stage. Something that's not going to get too high, you know, a couple of metres, but something maybe aromatic, evergreen, I'm not quite sure yet. Whether I'll stagger the pockets. So yeah, it's going to look really good. Around here, I've got this section still to dig out. Still burying me soil and long turfs around to that area. So yeah, quite a productive day. So I've got the bones of it in, really, you know, the hard landscaping, that border there. I've also bought some tannalised boards for edging. Now what I'll do, I'll get some stakes or some pegs, and that will just be a nice edging to hold in the stone. I'm going to put gravel in here. It's going to be the same as this here, and cut that timber off there so that this flows nicely right the way along there. So curve off to there, great, curve off to here, and then I'll maybe bring it out a little bit so I can just maintain it with the mower, and then a curve off to there. So yeah, the weather's getting a little bit inclement. It's getting rather windy, and I think we've got some rain coming. Right, that is it for today's video. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already subscribed and you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and bell for the reminders, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.